Hey everybody, Christopher in here, back with a quick little tutorial for customizing some accessories for Doctor Who figures. Uh, if any of you are at all familiar with the old character options Doctor Who figures, the 9th and 10th Doctors, they came with little sonic screwdrivers, and you can get replacement ones from character options should you lose them or whatever, but they're rather expensive. So I devised an alternative, which is taking a toothpick, uh, particular design of toothpick, and customizing it into a little sonic screwdriver. It's not a perfect sonic, but it will, you know, it'll work just fine for your action figures. Uh, the only tools that we're going to need are an X-Acto knife or a utility knife, box cutter, whichever you have handy or whichever you prefer getting. I'm gonna need some paint. We won't need a paintbrush for this unless you want to use silver paint for the Sonic itself, but I'm just gonna use silver Sharpie. It's easier, dries faster, so that's gonna be what I use. But if you want to use a paint, then you'll have to get a paintbrush for that as well. Uh, these I don't have any of the non-modified ones. I've slightly modified these, but you have to scrape out this area in the middle here. It's already sort of marked and whatnot on these. You can find these type of toothpicks at most stores. I found these at Walmart. They were like, I want to say like 250 of them for like, I don't know, $2 or $3. But they've got a ridge down here, and a little notch in it that works pretty well for the start of the metal bit of the sonic screwdriver. And then it's got the end bit here also separated, and then the end, like the very end of it's rounded off, sort of like the jewel. So it's a pretty perfect base for these, and they're about the same size as the character options screwdrivers. So they're definitely a good alternative. Now, if you have the character options screwdriver, then you want to kind of make sure you make it about the same size. So line up the end of the or the bottom of the little extendable bit right at the base of the ridge here, and just sort of mark the toothpick with your X-Acto knife. And once you've got a little notch in there, you can just cut it real quick. Just give me 1 second here. And you just cut it off, and now you've got the approximate size you need. So then you just take your Sharpie, color it in, and color in the shaft here. You can paint the screwdriver itself if you want to. I find that the beige actually looks pretty good. The base wood color looks like a pretty good match to what the Sonics looked like in the show, so I don't bother. But just make sure you color the jewel as well, because you're going to be, if you use the same paint I use, it'll be a clear blue. You can use a solid blue if you want, but this is just a standard clear blue. It's a Tester's Model Master acrylic. And just give it a quick shake. I recommend just using the paint that's in the lid, since you don't have to get a brush or anything for it. So just dip the end in there, and there you go, more or less. And these are, like I said, they're pretty much the perfect size for your character options figures. So here we see it in the David Tennant Doctor's hands. If you want, you can also cut the section here out, and then just glue the end here onto the base of the Sonic, and then paint it and detail it as normal, and you can have the collapsed screwdriver. So if you want it more like what came with the character options figures in the first place, you can do that. And if you want, you can kind of etch and cut in the design of the Sonic, so you can have like the little black bit on the end, or you can just add some black paint on the end of it if you want. There's different options you can do if you want to detail them up a little bit more. I find that most of that detail is not really necessary, since it's hidden inside the hand, so you're not really going to see it. But for a quick 2 or 3 minute custom, you can have little Sonic screwdrivers for your character options figures, and they're about the perfect scale. And you can have extended ones too if you just want to give yourself some more display options, since the character options ones are all collapsed Sonics. You can have them extended out. I think the extended ones look a little bit more dynamic, so I prefer them myself, but that's all preference. But yeah, just a quick little custom tutorial. Probably have some more videos, some more custom tutorials. I've got some Your Toy boxes that I'm going to be opening up here in the next couple of days as well, just whenever I can get around to them. But I guess that's the video for this time. Like I said, nice little Sonic screwdrivers for your figures, and they're cheap. You can get you're not going to get a whole box of them that's usable, but you probably get about 100 of them out of a box. So if you've got a lot of Doctor Who's Sonics that you need to replace, then there you go. They're also useful if you get them secondhand, and the figures have lost their Sonic screwdrivers and whatnot. But alright, well, I will see you guys next time. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Bye.